Are you always thinking for others first? Then do this. Hi, champions. I'm Dr. Meghna Dikshit, author of You Matter, and I'm so excited to welcome you to our channel. Here we dive deep into the limitless potential of your mind and your brain. Together, we unlock the secrets to success, help you heal from the past, and prepare for an extraordinary future. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the tools and insights you need to thrive. For my committed subscribers, welcome back. Your journey to mastering your mind and living your best life continues here. And if you're ready to unleash your brain's potential, type ready in the chat box right now. And let's take this journey forward. Now, before we dive into the topic, I just want to remind you that there are 2 more ways I can help you achieve in your life. We have included 2 valuable links in the caption below. First is to join my live seminar and learn how to train your brain and unlock your full potential to achieve all your goals completely free. Second is to get my book, You Matter, start your personal growth journey with me today by purchasing the book and taking the first step towards transformation. So, are you always thinking about others before you? When was the last time you said yes to something you absolutely didn't want to do? Does it happen often? You want to refuse going for that party but are apprehensive what will your friends think? Or you have promised your family that you will reach home early today, but your senior manager asks you to attend the last-minute meeting scheduled. Today, we are diving deep into why always putting others first might be the very thing holding you back from living your best life. I can assure you this. I've been there and learned this lesson the hard way. I have lost on relationships and opportunities big way. Few years ago, I was that person who never said no. Need someone to cover your shift? I'm there. Want someone to help you move? Count me in. Need a shoulder to cry on at 3 a.m.? I was your girl. I thought I was being kind, helpful, and selfless. But here is what was really happening behind the scenes. I was burning out, my own dreams, gathering dust, my mental health in shambles. And the worst part? The people around me were not even appreciating it anymore. They were expecting it. They had taken it for granted. What does constantly putting others first really cost you? Have you ever thought about it? And I'm not just talking about time and energy here. Your mental health, chronic stress, anxiety, emotional exhaustion, resentment towards others. Your personal growth, neglected goals and dreams, stunted career, lost opportunities for self-development. Maybe your relationships, unbalanced friendships, lack of respect from others, attraction of toxic relationships. Let's first understand the psychology behind it. You might be wondering, why do we do this to ourselves? So here is the psychology behind it. People pleasing. It's our childhood conditioning that develops this pattern of constantly people pleasing. I always felt neglected and unheard and unloved. I was an afterthought. The only way I felt I could get anybody's attention at home was by doing their bidding. I grew up with deep fear of rejection, resulting in low self-worth. The low self-worth that I developed led me into the validation trap. My business and personal decisions were led by me wanting to be validated at every step. My need for validation resulted in me constantly avoiding conflicts and look at the situation head-on. Constantly putting others first not only affected me, but it also had an adverse effect on the others. Are you surprised to hear all this? I'm right in saying this. Always putting others first isn't actually helping others. Think about it. When we put others first, what is it that we are actually doing? We are enabling dependency in them by raising their unrealistic expectations. At home, when I would always put my family's needs first, I realized that they started keeping unrealistic expectations from me. Even when I would come home bone tired from a heavy workload, the expectation was that I would be making hot rotis and serving. They became dependent on me so much that one day I reached home at 10 in the night and everybody was just waiting for me to get home and cook. Have you gone through something like this? Type yes in the chat box, and if you wish, share your incidents with me. The second thing that we do to others by putting them first always is we unconsciously prevent them from growing. And the third thing that we do is we teach others to undervalue us, like I did. My family undervalued me and my contribution. They refused to acknowledge my contribution in terms of time, energy, money to the family. It was a very big deal. But fault lay at my feet. I had taught them that repeatedly through my actions that I don't matter. So what's the solution? How do we break free from this pattern? I have developed what I call the oxygen mask method. It's a 3-step formula. Formula number 1, self-assessment. Track your yes and no ratio. In a day, how many times can you say yes when actually you want to say no? Maintain a tracker. Then check what are the common situations where you end up saying yes. This tracker will help you in identifying your trigger points. Identify energy vampires. Energy vampires are those people around us who drain us emotionally, either intentionally or unintentionally. These people can be anybody, your family, friends, colleagues. These are the people who constantly are demanding your time, energy, and money. They are quick to put you down. The third point in self-assessment is monitoring our stress levels. What causes you stress? Start noting it down. Maybe that job. You would rather be with your child at home instead of keeping your child at the daycare center. That may be causing you stress. Note it down. Now, formula number 2, boundary setting. I suggest you watch my video on how to set healthy boundaries. To set boundaries, you need to block time. Time blocking techniques are extremely powerful. It's a time management technique that involves dividing your day in blocks of specific time allotted to specific tasks. Like you have a dedicated time, say 5 to 7 in the evening with your child. Once you have blocked that specific time, then you stick to that time block. That's a way of setting boundary. Second way of setting boundary is learning to communicate the correct way. That's a learnable skill. Again, here I would suggest to watch my video on how to communicate effectively. Now, formula number 3, creating the balanced approach, priority metrics. Prepare the priority metrics. Sort out your daily task on the basis of urgency and effort. That is the time taken to complete the task. You can prepare a simple one based on your schedule, importance of the task, time taken, and whether you can delegate or do it by yourself. The benefits of preparing this priority matrix is huge. It will help you to balance your time equally and allow you to give priority where it is needed. It will help in boundary management. To start putting yourself first, you have to manage your energy. Are you a morning person or a night person? Depending on that, you will find your energy ebbing or at an optimum level. I'm a morning person. I love to spend my mornings going through my goals, preparing for the day. As I'm very clear on this, it allows me to say yes to very few late night commitments. Healthy compromise strategies. Now, just because you realize that you have been saying yes every time you wanted to say no, the other end of the spectrum cannot be always saying a no. You get what I'm saying? A healthy compromise is required. Now, here are some of the actionable steps that you can take, and it's a 7-day plan. So take your notepad and pen. Day 1, awareness. Start a yes and no journal. Note your energy levels. Day 2 and 3, taking small steps. Practice saying, let me think about it. Set one small boundary. Day 4 and 5, implementation. Use the priority metrics. Practice self-care routines. Day 6 and 7, assessment review progress. Adjust these strategies based on your requirement and based on the feedback. Since implementing these changes, my life has transformed completely. Not only do I have more energy and time for my own goals, but something unexpected happened. My relationships improved. People started respecting my boundaries and I attracted healthier connections. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And drop a heart in the comments if you're ready to start putting yourself first. Until then, next time.